All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming here tonight, this afternoon. I know we were fighting against the Patriots game, and any of you who are driving from long mileages, you'll know that they did win. Finally pulled it out. Defense looks a little shabby this year, but I do want to personally recognize some folks that are here in the room that are very special. Former Representative Carol Clevens in the back corner. Carol, thank you. We also have Casey Winslow that's with us, and she's running for a state rep seat. Thank you, Casey, for coming. We've got our state rep, Jim Osero. Candidate for State Senator, Sandy Martinez. Thank you, sir. Good friend and has had his share of politics in his life, and probably still continues with the politics, because I know he's recently taken on some lobbyist work. Bob Coughlin's with us tonight. He's the president of Mass Biotech Council. So I want to take a few minutes, and I want to really have some special thanks for some folks that have been very important to my life. In my life. And I'm going to ask Pam over here to give me a smack upside the head if I get sentimental on you guys. I'll try to get this out. Growing up here in town, you'll never hear me complain about my childhood. My childhood was fantastic. This is a great community to grow up in. It's changed quite a bit because we didn't have the Sega and Wii players and other stuff that you see today with electronics, but we did have a lot of quality games to kick the can, and I'm seeing Mrs. Kelly, who was like a second mother to me in the neighborhood. And kick the can, capture the flag, football games, baseball games. It was a day and age where you could be out in the yard playing all day long, and your mom brought you in for lunch, and then sent you back out, and you came back for dinner to check in, and then you went out until it was dark. So. Very fortunate to grow up in those times in this community. Very fortunate to have two extremely loving parents, one of which is here tonight. My mom, who still resides here in Chelmsford, and she kept me on my toes at all times. She taught me about things like honor and integrity. Don't lie. Don't be fresh, or I'll wash your mouth. I've had my share of Ivory soap in my mouth, and I attribute a lot of the good qualities that I am as a grown man today to my mom and her principles and the things that she's driven into my head. And I thank you, Mom. Now, for somebody else who's a godsend, and I truly believe that when this person came into my life, it was the luck of the Irish. And for those of you who are Irish, I'm mostly Irish, right, Mom? Just a little piece of me that is. Mostly Irish, and we believe in the leprechaun and the Irish luck. Well, 15 years ago, I got lucky, and a leprechaun came to me and brought Deanna into my life. And she picks me up when I'm down, and she keeps me grounded when I'm too high, and she still has me put the trash out every Tuesday morning, and she still reminds me what's important in life, and that's our children and the quality of our family. And honey, I love you to death. Because we always have people in our lives from a career aspect, there's another person who I am just ecstatic that is here tonight. As you all know, from a professional standpoint, it's all about who you have as a sponsor in life, who gives you the breaks and who believes in you. Just before I had met Deanna, about 17 years ago, a gentleman came into my life, and I was coming out of construction and didn't really know what I wanted to focus on. I knew I was capable of doing more than carrying tools around, supervising 5 or 6 guys. And somebody I met said to me, you got some potential, and I want to give you an opportunity here. And I met Paul Grant, who's now in his own company, but at the time he was managing Copley Place and J&B Properties. And Paul believed in me, and he still believes in me to this day. He's given me every opportunity to be successful in my professional career. He's now a very valued client, and the biggest thing that he's taught me is honesty, integrity, loyalty, and take care of your clients. If you do that, you'll be in business for a long time. And Paul, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for a guy like you taking me under your wing, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to just highlight a few things here with this community, and then I won't bore you anymore. We're very fortunate in this town to have folks that dedicate countless hours to, whether it's committees, boards that they run for, a town job, Pop Warner. I was down at the Pop Warner field today for Angie Toronto's dedication. The turnout was just phenomenal. And those people are really special folks that some of them do 15 or 20 years on different committees or the same committee. And we're really fortunate in this town to have folks that dedicate that type of time because they care. They care about the school system, they care about quality of life here in Chelmsford. And I'll tell you, in 4 years of being on the planning board, I've met some fantastic folks. You guys are great colleagues, very intelligent people. I've enjoyed every minute that I've spent with you on the board. And I truly appreciate you taking the time from the planning board perspective to show me a little bit about the process and the procedures there. But we really are fortunate because if you go across the other 350 towns and cities in the Commonwealth, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a group of folks like we have in Chelmsford. They're proud and they put a lot of time in to make sure that this community stays top-notch and the quality that we have. So I'm going to finish this speech the way I started it. I'd like to thank you all for coming. I do want to make sure you all got tickets when you came in.